How you doing?
There we go. I'm good, man. I'm good. I went to bed early last night. I didn't sleep good Saturday, and then I went golfing yesterday and like played probably the worst round of my life. Like I literally couldn't do anything. Like I couldn't hit a shot. I couldn't do anything. I told the guys I was playing with, I was like, I'm just gonna cover your fees for today. Cause like we always play for money. And I'm just like, dude, this is not fair that you're losing every hole. Cause I literally couldn't do anything. And then on the 15th, I birdied 15, parred 16, bogeyed and parred. The rest, it was like I needed 14 holes to warm up. I don't know what the hell was going on, but
That's golf. That's golf. That's life too. Like
in preparation too, man. Like I would have met like playing college and lacrosse. I never would have like gone out and played on like 4 hours of sleep ever. Like that wouldn't have even been in my thought. I would have made sure like 48-hour rule 2 days before a game. Like I've got my sleep, I got my nutrition dialed in. Like I don't know why I think golf would be any different. Like you got to take care of your body and prep. So anyway, how was your weekend?
It was great. It was great. Two sisters came in town. They met the baby for the first time. Future brother-in-law came in town too. So spent a lot of time with them. Watched the Ryder Cup a lot. Didn't get a lot of sleep at all, but the baby's doing well. So we're happy.
Nice, man. That's awesome. All right, cool. So what do we got on tap for today?
I want to talk about the topic for today is how to find a coach or mentor, why that's important, and then some of the things to do to get them to coach you or mentor you. So
how to find the right one too. I think part of that is like you got to get the right one, because I've had a lot of coaches, a lot of mentors over the years, and good, bad, or indifferent. I find that I get better results from certain types of coaches, and we can definitely talk about that.
Yeah, likewise. So let's start with why a coach or a mentor is important.
Yeah, it's so interesting because, and I had this for a long time too before I like started hiring coaches, but it was almost like if you hired a coach, it was like a scam or something, right? And we're like brainwashed to think that like if you pay for like coaching or whatever, like you're just getting suckered. And it's so interesting because if you look at any top level type of person, whether it's a CEO or a professional athlete or who's ever like world class at what they do, they all have coaches, like all of them. So like, I don't know why we think that we're going to get to the level that we want to get to without a coach. Like we're that special that we could just figure it out on our own. Like logically, it doesn't make any sense, but we tell ourselves that. And I did it for a long time. And then I forgot I wish I could quote what he said, but somebody said something to me a long time ago that just gave me that epiphany that was like, do you really think you're that good that you can figure all this shit out on your own with the same thinking that got you in the situations that you're in now? Like logically, think about it, dude. Does that even make sense? And I was like, touche. Like, okay. And it finally like kind of pulled my guard down a little bit to start like seriously looking for coaches in certain areas of my life. Yeah. Now I basically have a coach for everything in my life, like everything. Because like
it's kind of like taking that amount of like, I mean, it is an ego thing. Like if you have a goal and you want to reach that goal or you want to live a certain life and you're not going to the next level by hiring somebody or just working with somebody, asking somebody to mentor you, it's really just slowing you down. So, and it's an ego thing. Like I can get there on my own. Yes, you probably could, but you can get there a lot quicker by working with someone. So
100%.
So if you wanted, I know you did this with golf, so let's stick away from that example. If you had an area in your life right now that you wanted to improve, what are the steps you would take to find help with that?
Yeah. Give me a random topic.
I mean, I want to learn the guitar. That's one thing that I've got on my wants right now.
Cool. So you want to get good at guitar. What do you want to be able to play?
Mainly like country music that I can play sitting around a campfire, you know.
Okay.
That's really it. And I've gone on YouTube and I've learned some songs, but then I kind of hit a plateau. I was like, all right, I learned some songs. It's cool. I know like 20 songs.
Okay.
It's the same chords, but I'd like to learn more songs. But I can't get my fingers right, and I just kind of stopped.
Okay. So I would iron out like these are the types of songs that I want to learn how to play. I'd have a specific list of like measurable things like, okay, cool. I want to learn how to play these 3 songs by Blake Shelton or whoever, right? I want to learn how to play these 3 songs, or some quantifiable goal of like around guitar. Then I would start, like you said, I would just start Googling and YouTubing, like learn how to play these types of things, like trying to figure out who could teach me these types of things. And then I figure out like, which one of these people do I resonate with? Like, who do I enjoy listening to? Whose teaching technique resonates with me the most? Because there's probably a lot of people that could teach you how to do that thing. So then it's like, okay, how good is that person at actually playing? How good are they at teaching? And is their teaching style in alignment with how I like to learn? Right. So some people like that tough love, somebody screaming in your face, like, military drill sergeant. I don't really like that for me, which is kind of ironic because I can kind of get in that mode sometimes. But for me, I like more of that like supportive, like encouraging, nurturing type of teacher that can kind of work with me and give me the kick in the ass when I need it, but not like constantly just smashing me down. And like, what is their style? Like, do they curse? Do they not curse? Like, how do they talk? Like, do they show me certain demos visually? Do they use whiteboards more? Am I like just mimicking different strokes or whatever that they're doing? Like, what is their teaching style, and what do I relate to the most? I would go and consume all of their free content.
Yeah.
And then if they had some type of program, cool. Like, I would just buy their program. So I would I would watch a lot of different teachers in that space, figure out who was really good, who I resonated with. I'd consume all their free content. And then I would maybe not even all of it, but I'd consume a good portion of their content. And then I'd be like, okay, do they have a program that could teach me exactly what I want to know? And I would just buy the program. Right. Yeah. So like the other way that people like to go about it, or people talk about like finding a coach, is like find somebody that's really good, like some dude at guitar or some woman at guitar. And they're like, go work for that person for free. Right. You can do that. But honestly, having a bunch of employees that work for me it's a lot of work to onboard somebody to work for you. So like, unless you're adding insane amounts of value, like it's more work on me to add somebody to my team. Like, you'd have to pay me to train you to work for me, which sounds messed up, but it's true, because the amount of time that I have to invest in you to get you productive is like a lot of my time. Unless you're going to just do like random miscellaneous stuff. Like, I don't know, you can come clean my house or do this or do that. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, go pick up my coffee and dry cleaning, like that type of stuff. Okay, cool. Like, I'll give you a little bit of my time for that. Like, if that makes sense logically. But if I'm like trying to onboard somebody, I have to teach them, invest a lot of my time into them. And if they're not going to stick around for the longer term, it's kind of a waste of my time. Like, if they want to come and work for me for a while, okay, that's cool. But if they're like trying to get a few coaching sessions out of it and just, I got to invest more time with them, it doesn't really make sense, right? So you got to kind of figure out, most really successful people are ultra protective of their time. Like, they're very deliberate with what they do with their time, which is why they're successful, because they're maximizing the hours in the day. And so, maybe they do allocate some time every day or every week to mentor people. Cool. Some of them maybe do it for free. Okay, great. How do you get on that person's radar? But the majority of people, like, they're going to expect some type of compensation. Like, they just will. Like, and honestly, part of that is the fact that you're showing that you have skin in the game. Like, so many people, and I don't want this to sound conceited, but I get a lot of DMs, and that's cool. Like, I love hearing from people. But like, if somebody just hits me up and they're like, hey, can we get coffee? I want to pick your brain. I understand where you're coming from, but the answer is going to be no. Like, no offense. Like, I don't know you. I'm pretty busy. Like I'm deliberate with my time. If it comes down to me, like getting a coffee with you or hanging out with my kid or hanging out with one of my mentees, like I got to prioritize other people. So the question I ask is like, one, have you listened to all of my podcast episodes? Most people will say no. I'm like, okay, then go do that. If they say yes, okay, have you watched my free training videos? No. Okay, then go watch those. Okay, I'm able to create a lot of value for people because I prioritize my time and I batch content. So like today, me and Mike are recording this and then it's going to go on the internet and it's evergreen. So like I can add value to a lot of people in a short period of time. Whereas if I was teaching this information one-on-one, it takes a lot longer to spread that message. So like for a lot of core concepts, like I can just shoot a huge net with the same amount of effort. So logically, it makes more sense for me to record more of these videos to add more value to more people than doing 1,000 one-on-one coffee sessions, right? Like conceptually, that makes a lot more sense. I can help a lot more people that way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not, when you go to any coach or mentor, you don't go up to them and they'd be like, hey, will you mentor me? Or shoot them a, hey, can I pick your brain? Like that way, that was probably the most popular. Hey, can I pick your brain over a 15-minute call or a 30-minute call or coffee or something like that? But if that person that you're asking has all this content that's already out there and has a busy schedule already, don't take it personally if they say no, or don't take it personally if they don't respond. If you really want to meet with that person or have coffee with that person, start adding value to that person too. Like if they have, paid content, pay for it. Or if they have a community that's out there, engage in their community, like post questions in their community, because that's more people that are interacting, which means that more people that you're potentially helping or that mentor is potentially helping. So if you can frame it in the right way, and it's kind of using the indirect approach of, I want to be mentored by this person, but I'm going to add value in these other areas to gain access to that person. Because that person has a limited amount of time and limited amount of resources, like you said. So if I can help give them more time back or give them more money, like that's the easiest route to gaining a coach or mentor.
You just got to show that like you're putting in effort. Like people DM, how do I get started? I'm like, dude, how many times have I talked about this on the free stuff? It just shows me that you haven't even taken 30 seconds to Google this or like go through any of my podcast stuff. It just shows a lack of initiative. So like, if I'm going to help somebody, am I going to help the person that has shown zero initiative? Or am I going to help the person that's like, hey, Mike, I'm just reaching out. I love the podcast. I've listened to all the episodes. I'm in this situation and I know it kind of relates back to this episode, but I've got like one little specific question and you shoot me a DM with that question. I will probably almost definitely respond to that. It might not be the same day, it might not even be the same week, but I will get through it and I will respond to that because you've put thought and effort into it. You're not expecting me to do your homework for you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that drives a lot of coaches nuts is like, people just hit them up and just expect them to do the work for them. When it's like, dude, you haven't taken any initiative yet to go figure it out and like go through the free resources, like searching through the content. Like, I'm not just going to spoon feed it to you.
Yep. But going back to like why everyone should have a mentor too, like professional athletes, like, well, let me take a step back. We go through 18 years of our life, or let's call it 16 years of our life. We have teachers, right? We're in school, we have teachers, we have mentors. Yes, they're placed there. We can't really choose them. But from 18 to 21, we're in college. We have teachers. We don't really have mentors. But you have a coach if you play a sport, or maybe you're in some sort of club or something, like you have mentors, you can pick up mentors. But from 21 to 70, it's kind of taboo. Like it's not really normal. But if you look at the people that are exceeding still at the highest level, like, we always talk about golf, for example. So let's use a different one. Let's use like track. There's very like Olympic track people, they have coaches and they pay hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for that coach because they want to exceed in running fast. Yeah. And it's the same thing for us. Like if you're in a sales job now, or if you're in if you're a business analyst, like you want to get promoted and you're like, damn, I can't get promoted. Like I've been working in the same company for 4 or 5 years. Like find somebody who's already above you, build a relationship with them, or buy a course that's out there that can get you to where you want to go. And that's the quickest way to do it. You can go hustle and try and make your own way, make your own path, write all these templates of things you got to do. But if you have somebody that's already done it before, it's so much faster. Pay them, make the investment, or build a relationship with them and build add value to them, and you're there. Like you'll blink and you're there. So I'm trying to make this normal for people and not taboo. Like put your ego aside a little bit. Just say, look, I probably can't do this on my own. Yes, stroke the ego a little bit, but if I hire this person or work with this person, I will get there 10 times faster. And it's so true. It's proven in every area of life.
One of my mentors said to me, he said, myself included, himself included, he said, I've never seen a person get to the next level on their own, because like you don't know what you don't know. So like he's like, you're never going to evolve into that higher version of yourself without help. You're just not. Like it's look at any great person like in history. They had a team around them. They had mentors, they had friends, they had coaches. Like they were all getting guidance from someone or something. Like they're never just figuring it out on their own.
Yep.
So it's asking yourself, how committed am I? Like how strong is the reason that I want this? Like why do I want this thing? And how bad do I want it? How quickly do I want it? If I'm just kind of flapping around and I'm just kicking tires and testing waters, that's one thing. But if you're like, I am going to hit this goal in the next 12 months or the next 6 months or the next 30 days, no matter what, then you should at least give yourself the best chance humanly possible of hitting that target. Or are you not actually committing to the target? You care more about the journey than the actual goal, right? Like you need to just start getting honest with yourself and asking these questions. Like how committed am I to hitting that target? And if your target is not outside your comfort zone, like if you're confident that you're going to hit it, that's not a good goal. It's just not a good goal. There's no growth in that. Unless it starts to make you uncomfortable, you're not going to grow. You're just not. Like if you already have some idea of how you're going to hit the goal, it's probably not big enough. Like, I'm not telling you to be like, I'm going to be a billionaire next month. That's kind of unrealistic. But what I'm saying is say your goal is 10,000 a month, but really you want to make like 25, then make the goal 25. Even if you have no clue how to get there, that's fine. Find someone that knows how to get there. There's plenty of people out there. If you really want to be a billionaire, find a billionaire. Like I've met billionaires. They're out there. They're human. And if you pay to go to certain conferences or get in the right circles, you can have conversations with them. You can. They were raffling off this guy's time. I think they raised like 25 grand for a day with this guy who's a billionaire. 25 grand to go hang out with this guy for a day. And he would mentor you for a day for 25,000. People are like, that seems kind of crazy. Well, the dude's a billionaire. He probably has some knowledge that he could drop on you in an 8-hour window that would easily make you more than $25,000.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Like, but do you really want to be a billionaire? That's a question.
And last thing I'll add, it's kind of off topic or off the point that you just made there, was also thank the person that is coaching you or mentoring you. So if everybody's had a coach or mentor that they've enjoyed working with, like thank them for their time and thank them specifically for what they did for you, because that'll help them learn, from each person what value that they're bringing to them. So thank them, tell them, hey, thank you for helping me with this, because it got me here and now I'm here. That goes a long way. When people reach out to me and say, hey, thanks for doing this, we just got our first property under contract, or, you know, I'm really proud for reaching out to you, and we're now at 10,000 a month. Like that kind of lights me up, and drives me to do more. So I know I've told you this, like, I don't like being in the spotlight. It's out of my comfort zone to do a lot of these things, because I do like the one-on-one stuff. I don't like being in the spotlight, being my face everywhere, but this is helping me grow out of my comfort zone and help more people. Like
100%. And the last thing that I will say is, if you get a mentor and they tell you to do something, just do it. Yeah. Like, if you're not going to act on the advice that you're giving you, you're wasting your time and you're wasting their time. So again, before you go out and get someone, make sure you're going to commit to doing what they tell you to do, because if they're a good mentor, they're probably going to push you outside your comfort zone. And you're going to be like, oh man, I don't want to do that. Tough shit. You're going to do it because there's growth in that. Like, you probably don't want to do it because it's new and it's scary. And guess what? If you want new and bigger things, it's going to be new and scary action to get those bigger things. So again, the point of a mentor is to show you the way. Some of them will hold you accountable, but some of them won't. Like, so if they're not going to hold you accountable to do it, fine. Find other peers and create your own little accountability group to act on the stuff that the mentor is telling you to do. Because like I said, like, there has to be times that you're going to be out of your comfort zone. There has to be. Otherwise, you're probably don't have the right mentor and they're not pushing you hard enough, or you're not setting your goals big enough. Mm-hmm. If you want to just stay small, don't bother hiring the mentor. If you want to go for your big goals, then yeah, go get some help. But you got to realize you're going to be uncomfortable at some points, whether it's the initial financial investment to work with that person. That's the first hurdle. Then after that, it's like, oh, you want me to do that? Ooh, I don't know if I can do that. Well, yeah, that's what it takes. You got to go do these things. So if you're not willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done, obviously, ethically, just know what you're signing up for and keep asking yourself, like, why do I want this? So yeah, that's pretty much it.
We don't have any comments. We got a couple likes out there, but I see we got a few people watching. So if you guys have any feedback, let us know.
Yeah. Do you work with a mentor now? Like, do you have a coach now? Yeah. Post it in the comments. It doesn't have to be STR related, but in general, do you have some type of coach that you're working with right now? So while we're waiting for those questions or those comments, like, again, to recap, like we always say, be super clear on what you are going for. Like, what is the target that you're going after? Make sure that who is ever mentoring you has the knowledge to get you there, and ideally has already surpassed whatever level you want to get to. And then have they helped other people do it already? And do you resonate with this person? Like, do you get along with this person? Would you want to have a cup of coffee with this person? Those would be like some basic things to help you start to vet out a potential mentor for yourself, whether it's your business, whether it's athletics, whether it's spiritual stuff, like whatever it is. These are some different questions that you can ask yourself to find the right mentor for you. Yeah.
I mean, you said spiritual stuff too. Like, if you're picking a church, if you're trying to find the right church, like, what do? You go listen to each preacher and you build a relationship with them. You consume their content. You go to their talks, and you find who you gel with and who you can align yourself with. So it's very, very similar. So
love it. Michael said, just met Bernie from Cleveland a few weeks ago. Yeah, that's great. Bernie's getting up there, man. He's going to have his 33.
Yeah.
And then Bernie commented, yep, Mike's my coach, and I'm trying to get more and more info from him every day. That's why he's on the podcast. Also, with one of my referrals hosts. Yeah, love it. I love it.
Cool. We got STRs with Mike and Mike Tuesdays tomorrow. The topic is what do you need in your STR? So what supplies and amenities are absolutely must-haves, and we'll provide at the end, we'll provide a checklist for you guys so that you can have that for your STRs. So you won't want to miss out on tomorrow at what time? 4:30 Eastern time. So.
Yeah. And Mike, well, actually, this parlays in perfectly. I didn't really plan this. You planned this, I assume. But we've got a few more days left for the next accelerator launch, right?
Yep. We got one more week. So we extended it. We got 5 spots left for the accelerator. So go to strsecrets.com/accelerator. Check out that webinar that we did last week. And then we're cutting off, the deadline is going to be Sunday at midnight. And the first coaching call will be next Tuesday with me. So we'll do 6 weeks of coaching calls, and you'll get all the content on how to find, scale, and automate a short-term rental business. So
yeah, love it. So they can check out that link. They'll watch the recording of the webinar that we had last week, which again, that alone will give you some great pointers on what you need to do. And then if you want to learn the how to actually go out and implement all this stuff, Accelerator, it's a 6-module course. So I've recorded all the content, pulled a lot of stuff from our higher level mastermind, put it into these 6 modules. Then you get 6 live coaching calls with Mike, a bunch of bonuses, all sorts of good stuff. So you can check that out at strsecrets.com/accelerator. The link is over in the comments, and we've only got 5 spots left, and then we're cutting it off. So, and that will kick off when you sign up. You'll get access to everything at once, and then the live coaching calls kick off next Tuesday. So you can learn all that info over on that link. And I think that's pretty much it. Mike, you got anything else?
Nope, that's it. Good session.
Love it, buddy. Good topic. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you guys back here at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow on, actually, Mike, we may need to move that now that I think about it. I got that tournament tomorrow. I got my member guest tomorrow.
Nice. All right.
Unless you run point on it.
I can do that too. Yeah.
I'm fully confident that you can handle that one, but we'll keep you guys posted. We'll post something in the group.
Cool.
All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.